Welcome to the tutorial. Or whatever the fuck.
Welcome to the tutorial, everybody. If you're here to learn something, you're in the wrong place. Good morning to you all. This morning on the tutorial, we're going to be talking
I'm gonna
about...
slap the shit out of you. What the fuck are you talking like that for?
I'm sorry. I had some beans in my throat.
Okay.
This morning on the fucking tutorial, we're talking about fucking Christmas movies.
Yay!
Yes, Christmas movies. So we have
Dave's very
three of
enthused
us.
about this.
I was wondering if Beard was done with his bit yet or not.
He's never done. The bit is endless.
I was gonna say the bit is endless.
The bit is his life.
I didn't want to interrupt his bit.
My life is the joke, Dave.
You know, I believe you.
It's just like, I don't know what to say.
Oh no, cringe. That's a good thing to say.
Yeah, we're talking about Christmas movies. So, on to Die Hard.
Oh boy.
It was controversy.
Are we gonna make that argument already? It's too early for this shit.
Gentlemen, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
It's a movie that takes place around Christmas, but has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas.
What about you, Dave?
I refuse to stand in this argument.
All right, cool. Moving on. The movie I'm actually talking about is Home Alone.
I did have a Christmas movie.
What's
Even
that?
though it's about a child.
It's
these two thieves.
It's about two thieves trying to rob a house and kidnap a child and then getting their asses kicked by Legos.
By the child and a fucking tarantula.
Yeah. Technically, that is the only other living creature in that whole situation, huh?
It's the fucking tarantula.
It's the tarantula.
My main man, Tarantula.
Quentin Tarantula. Dave's over here. Dave's over here. I wasn't ready for this.
I wasn't.
I think
There's
there's
at
like
least three
7
of
Home Alone movies, man.
I don't know how many there are now. I know originally there were 2. There was Home Alone and Home Alone Lost in New York. I'm pretty sure it came out with a 3rd and maybe a 4th.
Do you want it?
But
Do you want
the same actor as Kevin?
Do you want the list? Because I have it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear the list.
There's Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and then Home Alone 3, and then Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House, and then Home Alone, The Holiday Heist, and then from November of this year, Home Sweet Home Alone.
There's also
a
yes
film from 2018 called Home Alone Again with the Google Assistant.
What?
Yeah.
All right then.
I have not seen.
Get this discussion started.
I have not seen this new Home Alone movie. I've
only seen the first one.
I've not seen any but the first 2.
Oh God, there's a whole list of McAllisters. Oh no! Wait, who are these characters? Johnny and Snakes. What?
What?
Snakes is one
These
of
are
the.
These are from the. These are from
what?
this Home Sweet Home Alone, the new one. Apparently, the only McAllister in this film is Buzz. Buzz McAllister. You guys remember who Buzz McAllister was?
Yeah,
No.
he was the annoying older brother with the tarantula.
Yeah, and the one with the fucking buzz cut.
Oh yeah, because they're so fucking
Who
creative.
bullied Kevin all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All the Baxters, apparently. Yeah, oh my God.
Wonderful discussion.
I need to catch up on this, but yeah, okay. I'm only gonna talk about film number 1, unless y'all want to talk about film number 2 and talk about the Donald Trump cameo.
Wait, that was in the second movie? No, that was in the first one.
No, there's no part in the first movie where he's in a hotel.
Okay, so I guess I have seen the second one then.
The second one is the one with fucking Tim Curry being the concierge.
Because I remember the Donald Trump cameo, so then I guess I have seen the second one.
Yeah, that is definitely in the second one.
Yeah, because the first one he's just at his house, and he's doing like crazy shit.
The second one is Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. That's that one.
No, that's in the first one. Yeah, too. But it is also really? In the it's in both.
But
it depends on which scene you're talking about.
The one with it's the same two thieves for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
And it's at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second one.
The second one. Yeah. Okay.
Because the one from the first
man?
The one from the first movie, they're the Wet Bandits.
Yeah, the Wet Bandits.
Because the first one, I don't think he says does he say Merry Christmas, you filthy animal?
He has it on the TV. He has the guy on the TV say it.
Because I remember there's like
he's got the pot
the second time.
Yeah, in the first one he's got like the pot full of firecrackers. And he has him go, "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal." And then in the film, the guy shoots a Tommy gun and he lights off the firecrackers in the pot to make it seem like there's actually a gun shooting. And he scares the pizza guy. What? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Scaring the pizza guy. I do remember that, but like, isn't there like something different?
Excuse me, Dave. What the fuck?
What?
What is this?
I was trying to add to the cringe. He said, "Oh no, cringe." So I just added a picture of someone cringing.
You just out of nowhere.
Minutes later.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so anyway, Home Alone is one of my favorite Christmas films of all time,
What
I
is
think.
the plot of Home Alone?
Well, the plot of Home Alone, I'm glad you asked, Dave.
That was scripted, by the way.
Completely, totally scripted. So the plot of Home Alone is basically this. You have this family of people. They're called the McAllisters. And they're going on a family vacation for the holidays. And there's like, I forget the exact number. There's a bunch of them. There's like 7 to 10 people. Maybe more than that. And they're planning this family vacation, and they go, and they like they all get up, they get their shit together, and they head to the airport. And then Kevin McAllister wakes up in his house alone because everyone else left.
Because his family's fucking awful.
Because his family's a bunch of idiots who didn't realize that he hadn't gotten up, hadn't packed his shit, and hadn't gone to the airport with them. And they don't realize this until they're like on the plane. Like, literally, how much of a dumb, how stupid a parents you gotta be to realize after you left the house, you got in the car, you went all the way to the fucking airport, you sat in the airport for like 3 hours waiting for a flight, you get on the airplane, and then you realize your son's not with you. What the fuck?
I feel like there were multiple opportunities.
They also, the point was like, oh, they've got so many kids, they can't keep track of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, as the oldest in a family of 7 kids, that does not happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I grew up in that situation, and it's like, no, you know where everybody is at all times, or else.
Yeah. Except for that time that everybody thought I was lost for like 3 hours.
Yeah, except Ringo. Ringo was the exception, where we like this. I'm gonna tirade a little bit here, but this is a true story. Like, Ringo went missing, and we were looking for him all across the damn neighborhood. We had like the neighbors helping us and shit, and like we almost called the police to report a missing person, and then fucking Ringo was just sleeping under a plastic box in the house that nobody looked under.
Yeah.
I found my favorite Home Alone gif.
And like
Baby Yoda edition.
What the He's just
it's a bunch of stuff strung together to make it look like Baby Yoda is
to make it
using
look
the
like
Force
Baby
to
Yoda's
do
using the Force. Yeah,
all the
I might
terrible
have to
things to the-
I might have to
That's kinda
find a
dope.
way to slap this GIF into the video. I don't know.
That would be
Yeah,
great.
but anyway, so you have sort of it's after the beginning of the film where like they run off to the airport, you sort of get a three strings in this story where one of them follows Kevin McAllister being, doing exactly literally what I would do in this situation and going, I'm home by myself, thank fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Wake up, you look around and realize no one's home. Best Christmas ever.
Yeah, I can do whatever the goddamn I want and no one's gonna say anything about it. And then you have one of the strings is the rest of Kevin's family, trying to go on their vacation, realizing he's missing, and then trying to get back home to him to make sure he's okay. And then the third string is the antagonists, Harry and Marv. These two robbers.
Wet Bandits.
Yes, the Wet Bandits, or the Sticky Bandits, if you prefer. Depending on the film.
It's our thing. We're the Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
Oh, the other guy's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, and I don't know who the tall guy was, but the short guy was Joe Pesci. I know that. But essentially what happens is the McAllisters, they're like upper middle class family. They got a little bit of money on them. Obviously, if they can afford to take a large ass family on a vacation.
The other guy,
to France,
the taller.
Yeah.
They go on vacation to France, so it's international travel. That just happened.
The taller guy was apparently Daniel Stern. I don't know who that is, but
Daniel Stern? Holy shit! Okay.
I don't know that name off the top of my head.
I do. I just
right now.
I know I've heard that name before. I just don't know what else he's been in off the top of my head.
Well, we're about to find out. He has been in.
Oh, he's old now.
City Slickers, The Wonder Years, the 2 Home Alone movies.
I think that's it.
No, there's 77 credits.
James versus his future
self. Dan the Weatherman. Oh, actually, I remember him in Dan the Weatherman.
House of Lies, Workaholic, A Christmas Story 2. I'm not afraid of you anymore. I think that's.
What else? Whip It, Monk. He was in Monk.
Monk.
He was in the full ass TV series. He was
the sheriff in Monk.
Huh. I did not ever put those two together. Damn. I mean, that's a regular character. Sheriff Binder? Or fucking Sheriff Fletcher?
Sheriff Binder?
My bad.
I don't think that's true. It's not how you think it is, but it's a sheriff.
Oh, it's not the main. Like, is that?
No, because it would list more than one episode for him.
He's the narrator in The Simpsons.
What?
Oh!
He's the narrator in The Simpsons.
Oh, that's where I recognize the name from. And he's Dilbert.
Okay.
He's Dilbert in the animated Dilbert TV show. Okay, yes.
Okay.
I know who this is. Yes.
Okay, so it's Dilbert and Joe Pesci.
Yeah, so it's Dilbert and Joe Pesci, if you can imagine that. Wow. Yeah. So basically, they see the house, it's all lit up with Christmas lights and stuff, and they think, that house got some money. Let's rob that house.
I think you forgot one tiny little thing from the very beginning of the movie.
And that would be
they're talking to the cop at the beginning, and he's Joe Pesci. He's Marv.
Yeah, so they were scouting out a bunch of houses.
Yeah, and pretending to be cops
the
and
Christmas season, pretending to be cops, talking about how
Thank you for doing that.
what's the word I'm looking for? They were talking about how there was like a string of robberies, and they're just kind of coming by and checking on everyone and making sure everything's okay, and warning everybody to, like, take care of their stuff, put it somewhere safe, etc. That's what they were doing. But by doing that, what they were doing was they were finding out everybody on the block who was going on vacation, whose houses they could easily break into while they were gone.
I didn't remember that part. No.
Yeah, no, the cop at the beginning of the movie is the fucking bandit.
Yep.
The wet one.
No, he's the one who abstained from the wetness.
It's a
which is a sentence I did not think I would be saying today.
Yeah, abstained from the wetness, and thus he had no children.
Throughout the film, it jumps around. Wow. Wow. Anyway, throughout the film, it jumps around between the three different bits of the movie, basically. But it feels more like at some point it feels more like two strings, because a lot of the film is Harry and Marv trying to rob Kevin McAllister's house while he's in it. And I forget.
To be fair,
Does he? It's been a minute since I watched this movie. Does he? He has an encounter with them first, doesn't he? Where he finds out they're gonna rob his house.
He has a moment. Because at the beginning of the movie, he doesn't trust the cop because he's got a golden tooth. And then later, he sees him walking down the street when he's taking the garbage out or whatever, and he's talking with Marv, and Harry are talking, and Marv turns and smiles at him, and there's the golden tooth, and Kevin does this and then Marv has this whole I don't like the way that kid looked at me scene. I'm amazed I remember more of this movie than you.
Yeah, well, you've probably seen it a few more times, being a couple years older than I am. Yeah, but the first half of the movie, more or less, is it's them leaving on vacation, leaving Kevin behind, and then just kind of a lot of scenes of Kevin doing whatever the fuck he wants in his house. So he has
definitely there.
Yeah, so he has scenes of the infamous aftershave scene that Ringo just put in the chat, where he puts the aftershave on his face and is like, ah.
I remember my dad saying that insinuates he actually shaved, because it wouldn't hurt if he didn't shave.
Yeah,
because it hurts because you remove the top layer of skin when you shave.
Yeah, and there's
then
alcohol in it or whatever.
There's him making mac and cheese, him watching movies that he's too young to watch, quote unquote. Him lining up a bunch of dolls or something and shooting at them with a BB rifle. He's just kind of doing whatever the hell he wants. And then he finds out, he catches wind that Harry and Marv are gonna rob his house, and he does what any reasonable middle schooler would do, and fucking traps the shit out of his house. And then
McAllister is a military genius.
Really?
It's a perfect excuse to torture adults and not be told it was wrong.
Yeah. So he does the most ridiculous bullshit. Oh yeah, and then the whole what I was talking about earlier with keep the change, you filthy animal, and he's got firecrackers in a pot.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, that was the end of the first half of the movie where he scares the pizza man. Because that was just him fucking around and trying to get free pizza. which worked.
Right.
And then the second half of the movie is Harry and Marv. I think it's largely from Harry and Marv's perspective, where they're like, all right, we're gonna rob. I mean, there is a scene where it shows Kevin like setting up all the traps. So he like puts the ornaments under the window.
Yeah,
and
there's like a whole montage.
Yeah, and that's where he like eats mac and cheese and prays to the Christmas tree or something. And
he eats mac and cheese and prays to the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Are you thirsty for more? I do love that scene where he's like, "So are you guys done? Or are you thirsty for more?"
Yeah.
He's just sitting at the top of the stairs, like, "Come get me, bitches."
So essentially, what happens is an unknowing Harry and Marv break into this house and undergo various forms of torment, such as stepping on glass Christmas ornaments while barefoot because their shoes were removed because Kevin put tar on the steps, or no, wasn't it? He put tar on the steps, and it got rid of
the steps, so they ended up having to take their shoes
He put
off.
he put tar. He put tar on the front steps. He put ice on the back steps.
No,
So they
tar on the basement steps.
Yeah. So Marv's shoes get removed, and then he like tries to go in the window and steps on a bunch of glass ornaments. He rigged up. He's one of his favorite gags was rigging up things on strings and making them fall and hit the two bandits in the face. So like there's a couple of there's one where like there's a couple of paint buckets, and then they're like I think they managed to dodge the paint buckets because I think that's near the end. And they're like, "Oh, we're wise to your tricks," and they dodge like the two paint buckets, and they're like, "Haha, we got you!" And then this like a fucking heavy ass pipe comes down and knocks them both out.
That's in Home Alone too, but yes.
But isn't it the fucking toolbox that he throws down the stairs? That's in the first movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the toolbox.
That's that bit where he's like, "What is that sound?" And then like it breaks through the door.
Yeah, that's the sound of a tool chest coming down the stairs.
He's like cracks his nose back into place.
Yeah. He rigged up a hot iron in the ceiling, so like when they opened the door, it like fell on Marv's face and burned him.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that happened.
He also rigged like a heating implement to the
to the
door handle.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Got like a brand of the door handle.
Yeah.
Thing on his hand.
Yeah, and then like, there was the whole tar and feathers incident where they got tar dumped on him, and then just like feathers and a fucking oscillating room fan that blew a bunch of feathers on him.
And there was like immediately after the shoe incident of getting the shoes off on the tar, the next step had nails on it.
Yeah, Kevin did some fucked up shit.
Poor Harry and his poor feet.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
His feet needed some serious physical therapy.
And then of course there was the tarantula, which was let loose, I think, on Harry's face.
Tall, skinny one, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Marv.
Tall, skinny is Harry. Short is Marv.
Okay.
No, I think it was the other way around. Harry was the smart one, and Marv was the dumb one. Yeah. So, and then there was the flamethrower too, where Harry
Marv
gets his head burned.
Marv was Daniel Stern, and Harry was.
That was one of the other doors in the
Harry
house.
was Joe Pesci.
Opened the door and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he essentially successfully deters these bandits, and I forget if they end up going home in like a hospital gurney or something.
No, they get arrested.
They get arrested because Kevin finds out that they've been doing the thing where they clog the sink. or rather that the
Oh
idiot
yeah,
one was.
that was why they got called the Wet Bandits, because they were going around to
Yeah.
houses and like they were robbing
Clogging
them,
their
and
sink.
they're like
He was
their
like,
calling
"It's your
card was to
signature. We're the
clog
Wet
the sink
Bandits."
and just like leave it on. Yeah,
And then
because
Marv
Marv was an idiot.
"You're sick." Or no, my bad. It
Harry was
Harry.
like, "You're sick."
Harry was like, "You're sick, Marv."
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good film if you just like watching idiots suffer.
It's chaotic as fuck.
And then
Yeah.
they bump it up to 11 in Home Alone 2.
Oh, they
chase him
do.
across rooftops. And
Yeah,
all
they
this kind
chase
of
him.
stuff.
They chase him through like this
And they,
the streets of New York and shit.
He even goes like, "I feel bad for you. I'll throw you this rope."
Yeah, and it's covered in kerosene. Yeah, he
Soaked in
lights it on
kerosene, yeah.
fire. The difference with Home Alone 2 is that he's also got Harry and Marv after him for whatever convenient reason that I forget. He also has Tim Curry's character, the concierge, who is aware that Kevin McAllister is not an adult and shouldn't be in this hotel or whatever. And he's trying to get him kicked out, basically.
Yeah, that is also a thing.
Because in Home Alone 2, I guess they went to a hotel and then they stopped at a hotel and then they moved on with the rest of their vacation, but they left Kevin behind.
Kevin got on the wrong flight.
Oh, that's right. He got on the wrong flight.
Kevin was holding, I can't remember if he was holding the dad's bag or the mom's bag, but it had the credit card.
Yeah.
So then he's like in the back of a limousine with cheese pizza. And John Mulaney does a whole skit on this where he's like, "This is the height of luxury."
Cheese pizza in the back of a limousine.
Fucking cheese pizza is the worst fucking pizza.
It is,
dude.
it is. And then like at the end of that movie where they just shout Kevin because they saw the fucking bill that he racked up while he was in the hotel.
What a fucking legend, though.
It was but I mean, like, you left like a 12-year-old child in the middle of a hotel in New York with only your credit card to survive. Like, bro, the fuck was he gonna do?
How did he get kerosene?
That's true. That's probably part of the bill. His dad later was probably like, "Why the fuck did you buy kerosene?" No, I think
it's to light a rope on fire.
I don't think he actually bought it. I think like he ran through a construction site and there was a can of kerosene for whatever reason.
Oh, hey.
He was just like, "Oh, kerosene."
Yeah, and then this just fucking. Does this rope smell funny to you or whatever?
And I haven't watched the or very much of the newer Home Alone films. I do know one of the newer ones had like it was like a team of bandits that was more than 2 people. It was like 3 or 4 people. And I
remember seeing the climax.
I remember that the kid painted
them.
I remember the kid painted all of his like toy guns black and like removed all the orange caps and stuff. Yeah. And one of the bandits points a gun at him and he's like, "I've had enough of your shit, kid," or whatever. And then the kid is like, "That's not your gun. This is your gun."
Yes, I recall that.
And he like,
and the guy's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And he clicks and he hits it and it's like a cap gun or something. He's like, "Oh shit, he really has my gun."
Yeah. And then he runs off and that kid pulls the trigger on his gun and it's just a bubble gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Home Alone is full of just like ridiculous ways to torture adults but get away with it because it's a kid doing it, trying to defend his home territory.
The kid and the adults are trying to like rob him or kidnap him or whatever.
Oh, and by the way, it's Christmas.
Yeah. But it all happens at Christmas. And there's a lot of like Christmas. To be fair, there's a lot of Christmassy theming. Like, for example, he goes to the church at one point, and you see like he passes a nativity scene and all that stuff. and he talks to the old man, this old man in the church. That this is actually a whole thread we didn't even mention. There's an old man who lives like across the street, and they all think that he's some scary, horrifying like serial killer dude. And then Kevin meets him in the church and finds out he's just a guy who's lived a long life.
Yeah,
and been through a lot of shit.
it's like, whoa, you're not weird? Nah, man, I'm just a dude.
The guy playing a dude, pretending to be another dude.
Yeah. He's just like a regular old man. And then it was like, I think it was the same in Home Alone 2 with like the pigeon lady.
Yes.
Like,
the pigeon
yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
I don't think they did it as well because the pigeon lady was more obviously not evil.
Yeah, but there was also the weird, I forget which movie it is. There was the mysterious toy store guy who like
Were you talking about Toy Story? You talking about Al's Toy Barn?
No. There was Kevin goes into a toy store at some point to pick up something. I forget what it was. He was grabbing something for one of his traps or something. And like the guy gives him like, oh, this is a mourning dove ornament or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's the second movie, isn't it?
I think so. It was.
I think that is the second movie.
It was weird. They hint at like this guy is some sort of magical entity or something, but
or like he's a Christmas angel or some shit.
Yeah. He's like
But
some
it's
sort
not-
of Christmas magic guy.
But it's not like straight out like said. It's just like
Yeah, and it's such a
you
like
know.
it's such a like
and
minor
you see him
thing.
like one time in the movie. so it's like-
He's there for like a couple minutes in one scene, and then that's it.
Do they do a thing like at the end to insinuate that that guy's an angel?
That's what I'm saying. They
Maybe,
like
yeah.
insinuate he's some kind of an angel. But he's only there incredibly briefly for like just the shortest of moments.
Yeah, he's there for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
I do seem to recall that.
He's in the toy shop.
Yeah.
Was there anything else we wanted to cover with Home Alone?
There's way too many of them.
I probably didn't do the greatest job of describing it, but I highly, highly recommend if you want a good holiday film that's just all kinds of fun and just hilarious, go watch Home Alone. I would say just the first two probably. But
I
go
think
watch
after
them.
the first two, they
I've only
kind of
seen
like
the first 2, so I can't really speak on the other ones.
That's because the first two, so I'll put it this way. The first two were under the same director, and every other one after that has had a different director. So that's why they've all been sort of just weird.
They all just kind of like don't follow a through line of any kind.
Yeah.
Not the same
Just
energy.
jumps around a lot.
Yeah, but I highly recommend Home Alone 1 and 2. They're very good holiday films. If you want something to laugh at, definitely go for it. They're very good.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Macaulay Culkin was the iconic 90s child actor star, so yeah.
He really was.
Yeah, he was like he was Kevin McAllister, and he was Richie Rich, and he was probably several more things that I don't remember.
His name is spelled fucking weird too.
What, Macaulay Culkin? Obviously.
I feel like based on how it was spelled, he purposely pronounces the L so people don't call him Calkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Now I'm trying to look up what all he's been in.
He was in My Girl, The Good Son, Dollface, American Horror Story, apparently.
Yeah, that's in his.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's in more modern day.
Dollface also doesn't surprise me.
Let's go like into the 90s.
He's fucking
here we go.
he was in The Equalizer.
Wish Kid.
He was in The Equalizer?
Yeah.
Who was he in The Equalizer?
Paul Gephardt.
Oh yeah, he was in The Page Master.
Ah,
The Page
that
Master.
was the one. That was the one I was.
Master, yeah.
That's the one I was trying to remember. I knew there was another one.
Oh,
I don't remember that kid's name though.
The,
I remember
Richard-
he had
no,
a
not
voice
Henry.
in
Fuck,
that
what am
one.
I talking about?
Richard.
Richard, yeah.
Richard Tyler.
Richard Tyler, yeah.
He
I
had a
forgot about
bicycle that I loved, and then mom and dad bought me one like it.
He was in.
Bruh.
He's in the Jim Gaffigan show apparently.
I don't even know what the Jim Gaffigan show is.
It's a show by the comedian Jim Gaffigan.
You know that's a great description. That still doesn't help me.
I don't have anything else to say about it really. I've never seen it.
Alright.
Okay, so I guess we're moving on to Ringo's movie.
Yeah, Home Alone
Well.
good. Watch Home Alone.
Home Alone, good movie. Watch good movie, Home Alone. But now also good movie, Polar Express. Train movie. That is all. No, I'm just kidding.
They said I could never drift a train.
Oh, he fucking did.
They
So,
said
But I
could
said-
never keep a
but I
mama
said-
to drive.
But I said Santa didn't hire me because I wasn't the best damn conductor you've ever met.
Polar Express. It's a fucking classic. Pretty much everybody knows about Polar Express. But if you don't know about Polar Express,
Oh
And
my
Home
god.
Alone isn't a classic of
No,
its
no,
own?
no.
Home Alone
I'm
is
just-
also a classic.
I'm
yeah.
just cracking up a little over the fact that we're like, alright, everybody, it's fucking Christmas. You want to talk about some fucking Christmas movies? Get some fucking Christmas joy in your ass? Here we fucking go.
So, Polar Express. Basically,
A fucking Polar Express.
the kid, I forget, I don't know if they ever actually said what his name was, but
Don't know if they give
sure
you
they have
names
the
in
kid
that movie.
who is also the narrator, who is Tom Hanks,
Who is also the conductor.
who is also the conductor, is but the kid's not the conductor, but Tom Hanks is the conductor. I think, right? Is that right?
Well, the kid is not played by Tom Hanks, but
No,
the narrator is the kid
narrator
grown up,
who is the
who
kid
is
grown
played-
up.
who is played by Tom Hanks, and also
Yeah.
Tom Hanks plays the conductor.
The conductor in Polar Express. Yeah, Tom Hanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the kid, I forget his name. I don't know if they actually named him. Let me look that up. What's the kid's name from
Because Nigel was the
Polar
name of the actually
Express.
kid.
Hero Boy, Chris.
Chris is
What?
his name.
Apparently,
What?
his name is Chris.
Because
Hero Boy, in parentheses, Chris.
Hero
isn't,
boy Chris.
I want to say, isn't the actually kid named
The-
Nigel?
The fucking know-it-all.
Yeah.
His name is the know-it-all.
Wow.
I was gonna say, like, they
okay.
don't really tell you anything about the characters.
Quotes
Interesting.
quotes from the film. Where? The North Pole. Are we really going to the North Pole? These are all separate ones, by the way. Hey, that kid wants to get on the train. Come on, hurry up. We have to stop the train. But. Uh-oh, she forgot her ticket. It hasn't been punched. Anyway, I'm gonna stop looking at that because that is almost every line from the movie. So if I believe correctly, it was a book first, wasn't it?
The Polar Express?
1985 book, The Polar Express. Yeah. Okay. So the story of The Polar Express is basically this kid who I didn't know until now his name was Chris. Pretty disappointed, but anyway. He's like skeptical of Santa Claus's existence and the whole, like, you know, this guy's gonna just show up magically and give me presents. Yeah, right. So he starts reading this book in the middle of the night after his parents come in to check if he's asleep, and he's not, but you know, he's pretending to be asleep. And then they go to bed. And so he's climbing up on his dresser reading a book about how Santa Claus isn't real and it's just a myth. And then all of a sudden, a fucking
Question?
train shows up in front
Can
of
I
his
ask
house.
a question?
Yeah,
Is
what's
there
up?
a fucking reason he needed to climb on his dresser to read the book?
I fucking don't know. He could have easily took the thing off of his dresser, but you know, that's just what was in the fucking book, I guess. I didn't read the
Because
book,
he
but
was
I
a tiny child and it was a big dresser. Moving on.
Okay, yeah, sure. And then a train shows up in front of his house. A fucking entire train, and the guy comes out and he's like, "All aboard!"
All
And he
aboard!
walks up and he's like, "Where's this train going?" And the conductor's like, "We're going to the Polar Express."
Where's this
Or-
train going? Why,
Yeah,
the
this is the
North
Polar
Pole,
Express.
of course.
Yeah. Why the North Pole? I said the fucking completely wrong thing. Why the North Pole, of course, yes. And he's like, this is the Polar Express. And
Full
then,
credits.
yeah. No, but then he reluctantly gets on the train.
It's like,
And there's
this train isn't real. Gets on the train.
Yeah. This train isn't real. I just haven't taken my meds.
We got it.
Yes,
but
the
then
best
he gets
Christmas
on
song.
He gets on the train and he is introduced to the
The know-it-all and the
outstanding
girl.
cast of characters. Hero Girl, in parentheses, Holly, and Know-It-All.
And the mute child that they also pick up along the way.
No, that kid's name is Billy the Lonely Boy.
The lonely boy. Ah, yes. Remember the classic Christmas icons: Hero Boy, Billy the Lonely Kid, Know-It-All,
Know-It-All, yeah.
and Tom Hanks
Know-It-All
playing
and
3
Hero
roles in the
Girl.
same film.
Doesn't
Oh, yeah,
Hanks
he was-
also play
he
Santa?
was-
Yes,
Santa, too.
Hanks is the conductor and the hobo and Santa Claus.
And the narrator, so it's
Oh
actually
yeah,
4.
he is the hobo.
Yeah.
So it's just
So
like
he
a
gets on
bunch
the
of
train.
kids and Tom Hanks, and 2 rednecks as well, I guess.
Yeah, and 2 rednecks.
That's like the whole cast.
So he gets on the train.
Caribou!
And then, he gets on the train, and then the thing happens where hold on. Yeah, the thing happens where the other kid Billy is like, he doesn't want to get on the train, and then the train starts moving and he changes his mind and starts running for the train. So the main character fucking pulls the
Hero
emergency
Girl.
brake on the train. Was it the boy or the girl that did it?
Well, they both headed to the front, but I think the girl's the one who actually pulled the lever.
Well, one of them pulled the emergency brake and stopped the train so that the other kid could get on, and then the conductor comes out and he is furious.
Dare you?
Yeah.
Who hit the emergency brakes on this train? I know it was one of you little shits.
Yeah. He comes out and he's all like, "We're gonna be fucking late. I've never been late before." And then they're like, "Oh, we stopped it so he could get on the train. He wanted to get on the train." And then he goes and sits in the back by himself because he's Billy the Lonely Boy. And then they continue on their journey, and voila, we have hot chocolate. Hot, yeah, we got it. Hot, ooh, we got it.
You did miss one detail though.
Was it the fucking what?
Was the fact that when they emergency stop the train, one of the tickets goes flying out the window.
Oh yeah, the girl's ticket goes flying through the air vent actually, and it doesn't go through the window. It goes through the window or the air vent.
It goes through the window. It comes back in through the air
It comes
vent.
back in through the vent. Okay, so it goes out through the window. It's gone. Whatever. And then hot, yeah, we got it. Hot, ooh, we got it. Hot.
Meanwhile,
chocolate.
the golden ticket goes on a whole fucking journey.
Yeah. So hold on. There's
the fact that he like punches letters into their tickets.
well,
that's
first, give me a second. Yeah, when he gets on the train, he gives them the ticket and he punches a letter, and so each one has like 2 letters to start, and then it gets punched again later.
And statistically speaking, that means at least one kid on that train had the letters "FU" on their ticket.
That depends, because there might not have been that many kids.
there
It
are
didn't
not
seem
that
like
many
there was.
people on the train. If
Yeah.
I recall.
There was like 12 kids on the train.
There was
but
like 12
when they're
kids
doing
in one car, but there was a lot of cars that they don't really go
I
over.
guess. But there was
There was a car of broken toys with the creepy doll dude.
there was the hot chocolate scene, and the girl hides 1 cup of hot chocolate under her seat so she can get a second one so she can take the other one back to Billy the Lonely Boy. And then the fucking conductor's like, "Oh, did you fucking cheat the hot chocolate or whatever?" And then she's like, "Well, he didn't get one." And he's like, well, then let's take it to him. And then when they come back, he's like, oh, where's your ticket? And she's like, oh, I guess I lost it. I can't find it. And then the boy's like, oh, I lost her ticket. It's my fault. And then he's like, well, you know what we gotta do to kids that don't got their tickets. And then he takes her away. And
Yeah,
the
he's
kid
like-
thinks he's gonna throw her off the train.
He's like, we gonna fucking throw you off the train.
Yeah. So he freaks out. The main character kid freaks out.
Hero
And
boy.
Hero boy Chris freaks
Hero
out.
boy Chris.
And he
That sounds
climbs
like
up.
a JRPG nickname.
He climbs up to the
does.
top of the train to try and figure out where they're going and go after them, because they went up to the top of the train for some fucking reason instead of just going through the train like normal people. But this is the Polar Express. And on top of the train he meets a fucking hobo who is like a ghost. But
Hey,
it's a hobo, and he's
I'm
like,
Tom Hanks, but I'm a hobo.
I'm Tom Hanks Part 2.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm the king of the world.
Yeah. So he's like, you want a cup of Joe? And he's like wringing his socks out in his coffee, and it's fucking gross.
Yeah.
But he's like, I keep
I
all
forgot
my
about the socks and the
yeah.
coffee.
He's like, I keep all my important belongings right here in the size 10.
Right here
But
in the old size 10.
They talk about the existence of Santa Claus and ghosts, and if Santa Claus is real and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
they ski they put on skis, or the hobo puts on skis and puts the kid up on his shoulders and starts skiing towards the front of the fucking train. Because he's like, oh yeah, they took her to the front of the train. Hey, you know what kind of train this is? Anyway,
It's the fuck you train.
it's a magical train. So they start skiing to the front of the fucking train. This-
What the fuck is the CTC?
I don't fucking know. The hell? But anyway, they start skiing to the
It's the
front of the train.
it's the hot chocolate song.
I know, but incredibly fast forwarded and in like weird SFM animation.
Hold on.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
and the fucking hobo disappears right before
Yeah.
they reach Flat Top Tunnel.
Yeah, he fucking disapparates into snow.
He just
I think
He
the
just-
insinuation is that the hobo is Santa.
Yeah, I think so. But, there's no
That's what he
it
does the
doesn't-
other 364 days of the year.
Yeah, he's a hobo.
Fucking hobo.
He's a hobo on a train.
Yeah. So they find out, the kid finds out that they just took the girl to the front of the train to like supervise for some fucking reason, since she doesn't have a ticket.
You ain't got a ticket. You're gonna have to work on this train. Child labor laws be damned.
You ain't got a ticket, you shoveling coal, bitch.
We ain't
but-
got child labor laws in the North Pole. We work with a bunch of fucking elves.
Yeah, but the
Well, what do you think the elves are? They're just kids that don't get the ability to grow up. And Santa's magic keeps them tiny all the time.
Because they
They
didn't have their
arrive at
ticket on the goddamn
flat top.
train.
They arrive at Flat Top Tunnel, and they make a very steep. Wait, is this before or after the frozen lake that they do the really steep? It's the before that, right?
The lake is the steep downturn, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they make a very steep downturn where they go at like fucking damn near 90 degrees down. Right after Flat
That's
Top
what
Tunnel.
train.
And then they get out to a fucking. Is the caribou herd? The caribou herd's before the frozen lake as well, isn't it?
Caribou herd is after the
It's
lake.
after. Okay,
It's
so they get to the,
after. Yeah.
they go to the frozen lake, and the train goes off the tracks because the tracks are frozen over. And it starts drifting, and then you get the scene where the fucking conductor's like, and left, and right, and left, and he's drifting a fucking train. The madman.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
And then they get past the fucking ice alive somehow. And I think then he punches their ticket again, like with a couple more letters, because they got her ticket back somehow.
Yeah,
Or he
because it
found
just
her
came
ticket.
flying
it
back
came back in
in
through the air vent.
through the air
Yeah.
vent.
Yeah,
After
so
going on,
discussed
after
this
going on the
So he-
whole
yeah,
fucking
so
journey.
He gives him the ticket back for the girl, and then he punches the ticket, and then a little bit later. By the way, the conductor this whole time keeps saying like some like weird magical shit about Christmas.
magical
The
shit.
whole movie, he's like some weird, vague, like, oh, Santa Claus is real type of shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but watch the fucking movie. But he punches the girl's ticket, and then a little bit later they caribou. The two engineers. One of them's a fat bald guy, and the other one's a skinny dude with long hair and a really long beard. Or actually, I think he might be bald and he just has a long beard. Was what it was. But they end up having to stop the train because of a large crowd of caribou. Oh my god. Who is that supposed to be?
I don't know. Sorry, we keep posting distracting gifs in our chat that y'all can't see.
Caribou, and then they pull on the long bearded guy's beard, and he communicates with the caribou, and they get the fuck out of the way of the train.
I like to think that somewhere in the conductor's manual, right, there's a paragraph that says, in case of caribou, pull conductor's beard.
Or pull engineer's beard.
Pull engineer's beard.
So then the caribou get out of the way, and they're on their way finally to actually get to the North Pole pretty close. Hold on. Yeah, and then there's the fucking scene with the dolls, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
which
was
is
gonna say, we're at
Yeah,
the
the Ebenezer
theme
Scrooge
broken
comes
toys
after
of
that. The
which
fucking,
is once again the
hobo
hobo, yes.
controlling a marionette doll of Ebenezer Scrooge, and he's looking at the kid, and he's like, "You're guilty. You're a non-believer," and shit like that, or whatever it was.
Mhm.
He's like making him feel bad.
But then Hero Girl makes him feel better.
Yeah,
Like,
but
no,
then
that's not as
but-
terrible as it sounds.
Yeah, but then Hero Girl starts singing a song on the back of the train with Billy the Lonely Boy and sees the Northern Lights. And then
Makes everything
eventually,
better somehow.
yeah, and then shortly after that, they finally show up in the fucking North Pole.
In the fucking, they finally show up in the fucking.
But then the cart at the end. No. The car at the end of the train gets separated somehow, and they fall down into the inner workings of the North Pole and the fucking toy factory and shit or whatever. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, I don't know if this comes, I'm pretty sure the conductor says it, right, that one of the kids will get the first gift of Christmas.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
conductor tells them that, yeah. And then the car gets separated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I wish this was not so goddamn slow. Hold on. Right, so they end up in Santa's workshop, and they make their way through.
They go through the
fucking
tube
workshop.
train.
They go through the tube train. They end up being dumped into a giant sack of presents, and the fucking elves are like, "We knew yous was in here the whole time," or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the elves are fucking from Jersey. For
Yeah,
some reason.
The Jersey elves.
Yeah.
I mean, the random hobo on the train was clearly like New York or New Jersey.
Yeah. Um, but the know-it-all also was in there because he was like, I'm trying to see what presents I got. Last year, all I got was 12 pairs of underwear. Because he wants to know what he got for Christmas. I don't want to click on this because it says view Jimble's rank. It said Jimble's Frank, the fucking, the link. The link. Oh my god, no, it doesn't. Send it again. Send it again so I can read it to you. Send it one more time so I can read you what the link, the pop-up with the link said. It said like Jimble's Frank racist something.
Jimble's what?
Jimble's Frank racist gift. The fuck is that? It's just the polar bear.
It's just a polar bear. Oh shit!
Jimble's Frank racist gift.
Oh, I can't.
He was like view. It's like tenor.com/view/Jimble's Frank racist gift.
Oh my god.
But anyway, after they end up getting found by the elves, they get, dumped out of the fucking bag, and, breaking their fucking ribs and shit. Not really, but they get thrown out of the bag, slid down the side of the bag, and they regroup with the conductor and the rest of the children.
He's like, oh, that's where you fucking went, you little losers.
Yeah, and the conductor's like, you motherfucker. Well, stand in line, you son of a bitch.
Respectfully speak to the child.
And then the children are all like,
yeah. Santa's
not
like,
yet.
don't talk
Santa
to the
comes
children that way. The conductor goes, fuck you, what grift did it train? I'm Santa Claus. No, fuck you, shoots Santa, and then takes over the North Pole.
Yeah, but he performs a military occupation of the North Pole, and he forces these children to become child soldiers. No, but Santa Claus comes out, and the kid can't see Santa, and he can't hear Santa, and he can't hear the fucking jingle bells, and everybody else is so excited, and the girl's like, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, and the kid's like, why the fuck can't I hear it? And then he's like, I believe, because one of the bells falls off, and he pulls it up to his hand, and he picks it up, and he tries to ring it next to his ear to try and hear it, and he can't hear it. And he's like, I believe, and then suddenly he can hear it, and he can hear the music and the Christmas and the Santa Claus and the reindeer. I believe Wish Boy movie gif.
I can't see these when they pop up, like the text of it. I can't see it.
But then he brings the fucking bell to Santa, and he's like, I think you dropped this, and he's like, this boy shall receive the first gift of Christmas, and then the gift is the bell. He asked for the bell because he's fucking lame.
Yeah, I want this bell I'm already holding.
Can I say something really quickly? I've never ever understood any movie that does this thing with the character going like, I believe, and then something happens, because there's never been a point in my life where I've tried to believe in something, closed my eyes and went, I believe, and actually had anything change about it.
Because it's unrealistic.
It's terrible.
Polar Express crispness, nope, nodding, no gift. Or gif, I mean.
Sure is a gift.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, but the first gift of Christmas is a sleigh bell.
The first gift of Christmas.
And then he puts it in his pocket, only to find out later that it fell out of the hole in his pocket.
As a whole, yeah.
And then it shows up under his tree in a little box with a little note from Santa that says, hey, you dropped this in my sleigh. And then he rings a bell, and he can hear it, and his sister can hear it. And then his parents are like, come eat breakfast, and then the movie ends.
No.
The parents ring
the parents ring it in their ears, and they can't hear it.
It must be broken.
Must be broken. Because his parents are losers.
Because his parents don't believe, because adults don't believe in the magic of Christmas. You're right. The adults don't believe in the magic of Christmas, so they
Or
can't
they're
hear the fucking sleigh
I
bell.
think it's because there's just like the world has not allowed them to have magic like at all.
Yeah, but that's how the movie goes. Jedi bear, Jedi polar bear gif.
All right. I feel like in comparison, the movie I've chosen is not going to stand up with these. Because you guys both chose like 2.5-hour movies.
Yeah, only my
Um,
summary was about 20 minutes, and James's was a bit longer than that.
Because I'm bad at explaining stuff.
No, because you
Your
were
summary
better
was
at explaining
interrupted.
it than I was. I was just like, boy in house have trap make bandits go ow.
Make wet bandits go oochie ouchie
Ooh,
And then
ow, my
arrest.
feet.
and then arrest.
And then arrest, yes.
Oh, you talked
Okay,
about like
Dave.
the three major through lines and whatnot. So my movie for this is A Charlie Brown Christmas, which my initial impression of A Charlie Brown Christmas after watching it again last night to make sure I had everything down, which is what you fuckers should have done.
I should have, but I instead watched a 4-minute YouTube video that told me what happened in the movie because I've already seen it a million times. I just needed a little bit of a
So
refresher.
first of all, I didn't remember that Charlie Brown Christmas. Why?
Tanuki.
I don't remember Charlie Brown Christmas being so damn short, but it's only like 25 minutes long.
Yeah, it's like Harold and the Magic Purple Crayon short.
Yeah.
I still have
So-
never seen it.
The plot is also something I don't remember, which is because as a kid I don't recall the plot. I just recall a bunch of little things from the movie. But the plot of the movie is Charlie Brown's complaining that nobody likes him and he doesn't understand Christmas. And then Lucy, who I always thought was a bitch, turns out she's kind of not. She was like, "Oh,
Bro,
you just need to get involved with some Christmas stuff."
hold on. Lucy was never a bitch. She was just a tsundere.
Oh my god, you fucking
I mean,
weeb.
no. We're
No,
not using that
that's
word.
exactly what she was. She was in love with Charlie the whole time, but she just didn't want to be nice about it.
You
That
fucking
much is
weeb.
accurate, but
You
I'm not
fucking
using that
weeb.
word.
Yes, I am a weeb. You got a problem with that?
Okay, but does your keyboard sound this good? Spacebar thock.
Anyway, I like because when I was a kid, like I just remember Lucy was fucking mean and terrible, and I remember thinking like as a child, I was like, I would never hang out with this girl. I'd fucking slap this bitch and move on. Like, why does Charlie even fucking tolerate her existence? Like, I understand why he tolerates his sister. She's his sister. Also, his sister's the most annoying girl. Like, she just doesn't care.
What's the name of the dirty kid? Is it Pigsty?
Yeah,
Pigpen.
Yeah. Pigpen?
Big Ben. Yeah.
Pigpen. Pigpen.
But anyway, the first impression was it was short. The second impression, the plot was Charlie is feeling bad because he's not happy and it's Christmas time and he should be happy. And he doesn't understand. And he goes, I guess I just don't understand Christmas. And then and Lucy's like, oh.
I guess I don't
Kiwi
understand.
Blitz. Is that like what's her name from Kiwi Blitz?
It sure is.
Oh my god. I forget her name.
It's Steffi. That's her name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes to talk to Lucy, and Lucy's like, they do this little thing where Lucy has like a lemonade stand, except it says therapeutic help. Yeah. Except it says like therapeutic help or something like that, 5 cents. And then she has this whole bit. She's like, I love the sound of money clinking into my money can. And then she asks, she's like,
As the
she
real
asks what
Ebenezer
you're afraid
Scrooge.
of.
The drugs.
The drugs.
Right. So she tries to get him to tell her what he's afraid of,
and he's like, after a bunch of like, first of all, I don't understand how Lucy has memorized these long ass phobia words. Because
that
is
just
never a
was
thing that they've
Lucy's
ever done.
thing.
Because she's just like the little girl from Johnny Bravo.
She is like the little girl from
Lucy
Johnny
from
Bravo.
here.
I never put
From
that
Charlie
together.
Brown. You don't remember? You never watched Charlie Brown? Yeah, the little girl, Lucy. She was the blonde one, right?
Lucy? Hell no.
No, Lucy's
No,
black haired.
Lucy is the one with black hair. Okay.
The
She
one
has, like,
who's
the
like
blue
mean
dress
all the
she wears.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, she a bitch.
Anyway,
She's less of a bitch than I remember, though. Like, she genuinely tries to help Charlie Brown out. She's like, "Oh, you just need involvement. Let's make you the director of our Christmas play." And then Charlie Brown shows up, and he does the thing that every child, the first time that they are given power, does, which is,
slave labor.
"You listen to me, bitches." And everyone else is like, "Yeah, no, we're just gonna do our own thing." And Charlie Brown's like, no, everything's wrong. Memorize your lines. Sorry, you didn't understand what I just said. It was memorize your lines. So at some point, I just watched this last night and I can't even recall like
Man's got
why,
memory issues.
but they're like, oh, we need to go get an aluminum Christmas tree. Charlie, go get an aluminum Christmas tree. And Charlie Brown, and they say, go get like the biggest, best Christmas tree you can. And so he goes to the Christmas tree thing with Linus, and what he finds is like this like little spriggy thing with like 2 wooden boards nailed to the bottom of it. And
He's just
see
like,
if I
yay, Christmas tree.
yeah, I'll put a GIF in there for you guys.
There you go.
And so like he's like, I think this Christmas tree needs me, and so he brings it back, and then we find out that the girls are like absolute savages in this world because they're just like, they're all like, you don't do anything right, Charlie Brown. I told you guys he'd mess it up, and just rail on him for like 2 solid minutes.
In that very like old like
little
70s way where they're like, wow, Charlie Brown, you are the most terrible person. Yeah, Charlie Brown, you fucking suck. You know?
Yeah,
Oh, they
Charlie
don't
Brown, go
curse.
suck an egg.
Yeah.
Suck an egg, yeah, that's like the thing people would say. So he brings the Christmas tree back. They don't like
You
it.
can call it that.
And then he's like, whatever. I'm just gonna go put. He's like, or he says something like, I still don't understand Christmas or whatever. He's like really upset. And then Linus is like, I can tell you what Christmas means. And then he goes up on stage and says, lights please, and he quotes the whole the whole bit of the Bible where it's talking about the angels appearing to the shepherds and saying, tonight in the town of David, or in the city of David, a savior has been born to you, that is Christ the Lord. That whole bit. And then he's like, see, Charlie Brown, that's what Christmas is about. And then Charlie Brown just like puts on the dopiest smile ever, picks up his tree, and just sort of doos back to his house.
Yay! Da, 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 da.
And then
Christmas!
then you think like, oh, he's gonna be happy finally because he looks happy. And then he goes and he sets up the Christmas tree next to Snoopy's doghouse, and he's like, I'm gonna put this little thing on it, and it'll be good. And then he puts this ornament on it, and the whole fucking tree just like bows over. Face when they suggest he be the director. Like the tree like just fucking falls over pretty much. So he's like, everything I touch I ruin, and he runs off. Also Snoopy's doghouse got first prize for Christmas light decorations.
Well, of course.
Which further depresses him. I'll get into that in a minute, but I
My
want
dog is better than me.
But anyway, so essentially what ends up happening is he runs off, and then Linus and the other kids sort of come by and see the tree all knocked over. And Linus is like, I didn't think it was that bad a tree. It just needs a little help. And he puts his blanket around the tree and stands it up. And then all his friends like strip Snoopy's house of all the decorations and go attach it to the tree so that it looks like a real tree.
Ringo thinking the same thing I was thinking. Linus Tip.
What the fuck?
Linus Tip. He's Canadian.
Linus ticked it.
Linus
Tips.
He's Canadian.
Okay.
He fixed my computer.
He Canadian.
He Canadian. He fixed my computer.
He need more RAM.
He need more
then they all
RAM.
fix it up to look like a Christmas tree, like this. And then they start singing Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and Charlie Brown goes back like, what's going on? And then he like sees the Christmas tree that they've all fixed up and everything, and now he's happy. And they all sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and go ahead.
Ringo? Ringo?
Ringo?
Ringo, did you just eat shit, man? Ringo? You alright, buddy?
You good? So apparently he's hit his head, and all that is left is the human character.
I almost fucking fell all the way to the floor out of my chair. I was stretching, and the chair just went, whoop!
Oh, no!
All right.
Oh, I thought I was gonna
And
die.
instead of being like, "Oh my god, that would have been terrifying," he's just like, "He laughed at my own misfortune."
I mean, isn't that the better way to do it, though?
Nothing wrong with that. It just surprises me.
Well, yeah, it was fucking hilarious. You should have seen it.
But there's a few things about this show that like I really did not remember, like from watching it as a kid. One, holy shit, the Peanuts gang is political as fuck.
Yeah, dude, they always have been.
These kids are more aware of their current politics than I am as an adult most times. Like half the movie's lines were just like, it's so terrible that Christmas is so commercialized and all this terrible commercial capitalistic stuff, and we really shouldn't let capitalism ruin the, or commercialism ruin the spirit of Christmas. So I was just like, what the fuck?
He's lying detective.
I was just like, I don't remember these things so damn political. There's a whole side scene with Lucy and whoever's the boy with the piano, whose name I always forget.
Oh.
And Lucy says like, "Oh, Beethoven wasn't that great," and he's like, "What do you mean Beethoven wasn't that great?" And Lucy's like, "Well, his face was never on chewing gum cards, so he can't be that great." Which is like perfect child logic, by the way. That's like the only moment where I was like, "This is absolutely how children think."
Chewing gum cards, though.
Yeah, well, that was the thing way back in the day. The other thing that I remember is this is the one through line that as a child I felt this way about it, and as an adult walking through, I was like, nothing has changed about my opinion on this. But it's just poor Snoopy. He's just like chilling and doing his own thing, and everyone keeps giving him shit because it's not what a dog should do.
Schroeder, by the way, he's the kid with the piano.
Really?
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoopy has a fucking thing where he goes and fights the Red Baron. In the
Yeah, he has a whole like. Which, by the way, interesting side bit. Someone this year actually rigged up a drone to have like the Snoopy doghouse with Snoopy riding on it. And they called it the Sup with Camel.
Is that what it's
Nice.
actually supposed to be called?
That's what
Yeah,
Snoopy
Papa
calls it.
Camel
Yeah.
is what Snoopy calls his house that he imagines to be a plane. I also remember that Snoopy ice skates real fucking hard at the beginning. But I remember like there's so many scenes where Snoopy is just like at the beginning, Snoopy ice skates really hard and has a whole like cool ice skating scene with everybody else. And as soon as Charlie Brown shows up, he's like tries to kick Charlie Brown's ass. It's like, what the fuck? You must really hate your like kid master or whatever.
I also kind of think it's funny, right? That they're like, oh, commercialization, capitalism, bad. Meanwhile, Snoopy's over here being the actual mascot for MetLife Insurance.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
That's hilarious. Anyway.
But yeah, they're really political, and the other thing I recall is his sister. Like just watching this bit, I was like, I would fucking deck my sister if she did this. Which was his sister walks up to him and asks him if he can write a letter to Santa. And he goes, I don't mind writing a letter to Santa, but you'll have to wait and I'll have to do it a little later because I had to get down to the auditorium to direct a play. So she just fucking totally ignores his ass, shoves the clipboard, and then is like in his hand, and then is like, "All right, you write, and I'll tell you what I want." I would have been like, "No," I would have shoved her ass to the ground as a child. I would not do that as an adult. Just to be clear, as a child,
Yeah.
I was an angry
I would
kid.
only bully someone
So-
if I was also a child.
Well, I'm just saying, like when I was a kid, this is the kind of way I felt and the things I did. So, like, if I had a little sister, yeah, good grief. They say good grief a lot. 'Cause they can't be like, fuck, because that's like what we
They can't
say.
say
grief.
they can't say damn even. They have to say
No.
yada yada.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. The parents in Charlie Brown, they swear a lot.
You
You just can't hear it because wah, 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 wah,
Well,
wah,
I remember the
wah.
other thing. I forgot how horridly stressed Charlie Brown looks at all times.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
there's never a time when he doesn't look like the weight of the world is just like shoving his ass down to the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I also like how in the play they made one character the innkeeper's wife, and then they made
That is not Charlie Brown.
That's also not what he says.
But it could be Charlie Brown if you imagine hard enough.
Put him in the Charlie Brown shirt.
He's
thing is that
he's bald enough to be Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown has this whole bit where he's talking about.
They make this one girl the innkeeper's wife, and then they make Pigpen the innkeeper. And the girl's like, I can't memorize my lines because I have to spend all this time getting the dust and dirt out of my hair because it's ruining my natural curls. And then Charlie goes on this whole thing about how don't think of it as dust, think of it as ancient soil that could have been from anywhere in the world. This soil could have been in Babylon or in Egypt. Could have been tread over by Nebuchadnezzar or Moses. And then Pigpen like gets a little ego boost, stands up straight, and goes, "Kind of makes you want to treat me with a little more respect, huh?" And the girl's like, "Yeah, no, you're filthy. Fuck you."
Yeah.
Dude, the girls in that show are absolute savages.
Oh really?
Like,
Yeah.
just 100% do not pull punches.
They are all
out
hate.
there. Yeah. There's not a nice bone in any of their bodies except Lucy, and only because she likes Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And also only for money.
Yeah. Also, she'll be nice for money.
She'll be nice for money. Money and Charlie Brown. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
It is definitely a thing. But yeah, that's Charlie Brown Christmas.
There's like little pictures of Charlie Brown with the tiny ass ugly Christmas tree that I just didn't remember that image, and then I watched the Charlie Brown Christmas thing last night, and I was like, oh, that's where that comes from. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
You want to know something that I just found out that pains me?
What? That Zeta will not be joining us today because we're already done.
No, I don't care. They put Rick Roll in Fortnite.
Why?
I don't know, but it hurts.
Okay, so y'all want to talk about those weird like claymation Christmas movies real quick?
We can. We can.
Since we have a little bit of time left.
What do you mean, like the Drummer Boy?
Yeah, like
claymation Christmas movies,
like the Drummer Boy, or
I'm Mr. Snow Miser, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
that movie.
I'm Mr. Snow Miser.
No.
It's Cold Miser, isn't it? Or like Frost Miser.
I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 20 Below.
I'm Mr. DMCA.
I'm Mr. Got Your Nose.
I think that is a Christmassy enough song that it should not be something like that.
You think, but does the DMCA system agree with you?
The DMCA system disagrees with everyone.
Yeah. There was I forget which one that was. There was the Kris Kringle Christmas movies.
The Kris Kringle.
One with Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Because every time he mentions the movie, I'm gonna sing a song from it. Put one foot in front.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was one of them.
Okay, I can sing that song without it being DMCA, I'm pretty sure.
But here's look, plot summary of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph is a regular old reindeer, but he's got a shiny red nose, and all the other reindeer are like, wow, fuck this weird-ass little bitch. Wow, he's a fucking weirdo. Fuck this guy. And then Santa comes along and goes... Santa comes along and goes, now. I like him. I think he's a cool kid. And all of a sudden, the rest of the reindeer are like, "Oh wow, Rudolph! What a great guy!"
That is 1,000% true. That movie would be like absolutely destroyed if it was a modern film.
Can we talk about how much I fucking hate claymation? It's so eerie. I fucking hate it so much.
Oh, Jack Frost, bro.
Oh yeah, there's a movie with Jack Frost, and everybody makes like icicle coins because the king is a fucking stingy bastard.
Yeah.
And then there was Frosty the Snowman.
And lives.
I preferred the like cartoony version of Frosty the Snowman
for a bit, and then he has to give up his humanity to save everybody from the evil king. Which means that he can't be with the girl he loves. Which is actually like a really touching story at the end of the day.
Yeah, if you
care. Santa Claus is coming to town. The Year Without a Santa Claus was a good one.
Which one was that? Was that the one with Snow Miser?
No. No. Maybe it was. Year Without a Santa Claus. That's the one where Santa gets sick. Yeah. Mrs. Claus has to go do stuff, and she because she
Cold Miser.
Yes.
This is serious.
Miser or whatever.
She goes. She talks to. Yeah. She goes to Cold Miser and Heat Miser, and they are incredibly uncooperative. So she goes to their mother. And is like, Mother Nature, your children are little bitches. And she's like, yes, they are. Here, let me whip them into shape for you.
Like, I think, first of all, that was probably the best portrayal of brothers I've ever seen in one of those.
Honestly, though.
That's
1000% how brothers do things. Like
they show
like
up and they're like,
you
"You're
go
a little
you go
bitch,"
tell
and he's
the-
like, "Oh yeah, well you could suck my nuts."
go
And
suck
then
an
mom
egg,
shows
as
up and
Charlie
it's
Brown
like,
would say.
"Hey, bro." Hey,
Yeah, mom shows
bro.
up, slaps their heads together, and goes, "Work together." And they're like, "Yes, ma'am."
yes, mom. Yeah. And then like there's a whole thing where instead of getting all kinds of toys, everyone's like, "We just want to bring Santa presents and make him feel better about his fractured beard."
Did he really?
I don't think that
fracture
was
his
no. I
beard
think
with
that was a
that
different
thing?
one.
I think
that
he
was
just
a
got
different one.
sick.
Yeah. No, the fractured beard thing was from a different one.
What was that one movie with the we mentioned it briefly before. It was like the one where it was very magical Fey world, and Death was told not to kill Saint Nicholas at the end. And she was like happy because she didn't want to kill someone who was so kind. I forget the name of that one. We looked it up before. That's not a claymation one, by the way. I want to watch that one because I didn't get to watch it when I was younger. And I really animated Christmas movies. I really want to see what the actual plot of that was because I don't remember anything about it.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. I just went and looked up Frosty the Snowman, and I completely forgot fucking Professor Hinkle was a character. You know,
Hold on. Professor Hinkle.
Yeah, you know, the antagonist of the film who's like, "I'm going to melt this fucking snowman." The dude in like the suit with the mustache. Yeah.
Like why? Just thinking back, like why does he need to do that though?
Yeah, he doesn't. There's no reason. And I saw him and I was like, "Oh my god, Mr. Pym!" And then it was like, "No, this is Professor Hinkle."
Messy.
Yeah,
I
that's the one.
just saw a picture of that. And he's like,
Jesus. 100%. He's like Robbie Rotten before Robbie Rotten.
Yeah, he really is. He reminds me of the Music Machine guy.
That's what I'm saying, Mr. Pym. He looks like him. Oh my god, that's amazing.
What's his name again?
Professor Hinkle?
Professor Hinkle, yeah.
Hinkle.
Messy.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town is the one with Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Burgermeister
Meisterburger.
And his whole sad backstory was like, I never got anything for Christmas, so you won't get anything for Christmas.
And then they had like a really handsome young Santa Claus who just looks like an elf.
Did they? I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that, but
yeah.
okay.
Like
Oh, no,
most
wait,
of the fucking movie where
wait.
it's Kris Kringle.
No, you're right, because it's before he gets fat. The idea is like he didn't get married and get good food yet, so
Yeah, him and his hot teacher wife.
Yeah, this
right?
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've made an enemy of Kris Kringle on this day, Burgermeister. What is with these fucking gifts? It's just the characters shaking violently.
Those are the only.
That's how
Those are the only
claymation
two.
kind of worked.
Those are the only two I can find for that entire movie.
Yeah, and then there's like the monster Yeti dude, and Santa melts his icy frozen heart, and then he's like, "I'm just actually an old guy."
Yeah. This guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I have frost magic. Chris,
That's
did you
just,
know?
It's Ice King.
He really is Ice King. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just like a jolly old man at the end. He's I have frost powers.
He really is Ice King. That's where the one foot and step in front of the other thing comes from, because he like floated everywhere because he was like an evil sorcerer.
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't know how to walk. And Santa's like, I can teach you how to walk.
Also, it wasn't like Santa as a baby was just like left on a mountainside for the wind to
He
fucking
was
fly him
left
through the mountain.
He was left, I think, on the steps of
A Burgermeister Meisterburger
no,
sound.
of the fuck, I forget what you call it, but like the nun house.
Orphanage, I guess.
No, there's a specific term for it.
The
But
nunnery.
The nunnery?
It's not a nunnery. What the fuck?
That is a name.
That's the name of the nun house, dude.
No, it isn't.
The nunnery, the convent.
It might be convent or nun house.
Gonna get like a horror movie called The Nun House or something.
Monastery.
No, monastery is definitely monks, not nuns.
Yeah, it's a convent.
It's a convent, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say convent. It's. I mean, I said that earlier. It's nunnery or convent, depending on who you ask.
There is, of course, the movie where Rudolph has to save the time baby, Baby New Year, but that's not really a Christmas film.
Eon, who can only live for one eon, and he's a giant like bird whose cry is Eon.
Yeah, and there's apparently General Ticker. I don't remember him really, but I think he's a camel.
Also, Christmas in July one, where Frosty wants to see the 4th of July fireworks, but he can't go to Texas because
Nestor the long-eared Christmas donkey. Hi, what?
I don't remember this. I don't remember this.
Yeah, Jack Frost was an interesting film. The Leprechaun.
The bad guy in one of
the Leprechaun's Christmas Gold. I actually do remember that one.
Hold on. I have found the thing that I was looking for. This could be serious. I fractured my beard. I found it. Hold on. It's the Chub Chub Save Christmas.
Chub Chub Save.
Oh no! Oh no. God! Oh no! Oh, I had wiped that from my fucking memory. Jesus!
I've never forgotten my whole life. This could be serious. I fractured my beard. It's at the timestamp for where it's fucking. This could be serious.
On this list, All Dogs Go to Heaven is considered a Christmas movie. I don't know why. We're gonna talk about Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Grandma got
run over by a
reindeer. Yeah, and then they just sue Santa Claus.
That's not what happened.
But then you have to prove in a court of law that Santa Claus is real.
Oh, do they? Yeah, wait, they do actually try to sue Santa Claus.
Yes, that's the whole premise of the film.
Well, Grandma is like gone, and
apparently there's a Pooh Bear Christmas film that I don't really remember. Ice Age? Oh no. There's not really. There is Ice Age: A Mammoth Christmas.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Harry Potter could be considered a Christmas film. Oh, The Grinch, of course.
Oh, I wanted to say something about this because
Christmas music I wanted to mention. Like, Christmas music either is like all about like holiday cheer and gift giving or whatever, or it's about like I fell in love and nothing worked out because it was just I don't know why that's the way to talk about it for Christmas. It is though. Where it's like a love story, but there's always some level of like, oh, but you ruined everything because you broke up with me or some shit. There is a He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special.
There's been many variations of Christmas Carol.
But then in the middle of all that Christmas joy and lovey-dovey bullshit is just the song "The Grinch."
You're a mean one,
guy
Mr.
talking
Grinch.
shit about another guy.
Yeah.
Yep, it's he's a nasty something. I don't remember the words, but yeah.
I wonder if this is what it is. The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, because he's got a fairy and stuff.
And of course, we could always talk about non-animated films such as Miracle on 34th Street, or
like Santa Claus,
Tim Allen's The Santa Claus,
or Tim Allen's Christmas with the Cranks.
Christmas with the Cranks, yeah, or that one really classic one.
Oh yes, the one classic that everyone knows.
The one I'm not totally looking at the name of it right now. Home Alone. Yep. Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah. It's a Wonderful Life. That's the one I was thinking about.
Is that the one that?
That's where he wishes he'd never been born.
Yeah, that's the one he's like, I wish I'd never been born. And then the angel comes in, and the angel's like,
well, buddy,
your life would have been. It's like, well, the world around you would have been shite if you weren't born. And then he's like, he finds his wife, who's not his wife because he was never born. And then he tries to fucking like, he goes up to her and he shakes her. And he's like, don't you recognize me? And she's like, get the fuck away from me, you creep. That's the only thing I remember about that movie.
Apparently, there's a movie called The Christmas Chronicles that has Kurt Russell as Santa, and now I'm very interested.
Fucking Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Goodness.
The Preacher's Wife. Last Holiday.
Isn't there a Christmas movie that basically takes on the what do they call it? Groundhog Day logic?
Yes.
The same day over and over?
Yes. This is the one where the guy repeats Christmas, or I think it's Christmas Day, or it's one of those.
Yeah, he like spends like 8 of his Christmas days just learning how to break dance for like, a contest or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's called Christmas Do-Over.
Ah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then like he tries to leave town, and then there's a boulder.
There's a boulder that blocks him. Yeah.
He's
getting so sick. I love that scene because the girl opens the door, and because he just starts his day with a ding dong. That's where everything restarts every day. And she opens the door, and of course, she has no idea what's going on with him and the fact he's going through the same day over and over. He just fucking drops the present and bolts. And she's like, what the fuck?
There's also a more recent one that I thought was kind of interesting called Noel with Bill Hader and Anna Kendrick. That's just about
that one?
It's about Santa's kids taking over the family business, but his son doesn't want to, so his daughter has to do it.
Oh no, how terrible.
Yeah. But here's the thing though, right? Here's the thing. Here's where it gets really interesting, because he runs off somewhere, and she goes to find him. The son runs off. The daughter goes to find the son, and he's chilling at fucking Desert Ridge Mall in Arizona. And I'm like, holy shit, I know that place.
Yep.
That's funny.
I'm like, I've been there.
I've only been there a couple of times, but yeah.
I've been there a many a times.
Yeah, same. Many a times.
The Nutcracker
If I
and
ever
the
get a
Four
car
Realms.
again, I'll be there
Fe-
many more times.
Morgan Freeman. I think
Morgan
it is.
Freeman?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a recent movie, Nutcracker and the Four Realms. And there's definitely a Morgan Freeman. The Perfect Holiday, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
How is that a Christmas movie?
Because it like takes place during Christmas. It's like with Die Hard.
It's like with Die Hard, yeah. It's not really a Christmas movie, but it happens around Christmas time.
So of course all the Potter stands are like, it's
Mhm.
totally counts as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, just like all the Die Hard stands. It's a Christmas movie. One Magic Christmas.
I can empathize with the Die Hard stands.
Jingle Jangle.
I
Christmas
think
Journey.
Die Hard, wasn't he like he was like on Christmas vacation, or he was coming home from Christmas vacation or something like that?
Oh, and of course there's A Christmas Story.
Don't shoot your eye out, kid.
Don't lick the metal pole.
And he does it anyway.
Yeah.
I love
Mad
how that's what you remember of that movie is he licks a metal
Well,
pole.
and then there was like the really like the risque lamp.
Yeah, the risque lamp. Hold on. This thing.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the fucking leg, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a leg in fishnet stockings.
Yeah, and the
as a lamp.
husband is like, "What a great lamp," and the wife is like, "You suck."
Well, no shit.
Yeah. Tim Allen's Santa
And there's that
Claus.
whole
Fucking
scene
ugly.
with like Santa Claus kicking him down the slide, going, "Ha, ha, ha."
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah, classic Christmas films. And the elf is just standing there like, "Yo."
Yeah, like, yeah, it's totally right for Santa to kick a kid downstairs.
There's of course White Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, there was Mickey's. There was the Disney Christmas film with
Wasn't that
Mickey
how
being
they
like-
introduced Scrooge McDuck?
that was Disney's.
Scrooge was
That was
original-
no. So you're thinking
Yeah.
of the Christmas Carol movie.
Christmas Carol. Disney's
But there was
Christmas Carol, yeah,
there
I
was the
remember
one
that.
where there's the one where Mickey is like really like poor. It's not
Christmas Carol.
no
he plays
it's not. It's not
Scrooge
Christmas
is, like,
Carol. It's a
poor
different
boy,
one.
dude.
It's the one where he like goes and like buys like a harmonica or something for his wife, but like that's all he can afford. And it's I don't know if Ringo would have seen it. He might be too young, but there was like it was like an animated. There's a collection of like short films, right? So there was the one with Mickey where he's like poor and
Oh,
depressed.
wasn't that a redub of that one where there's like there's a story that's told where there's two lovers and one goes and gives up like
Yeah.
he sells his harmonica to get a nice comb for his wife. And his
Mhm.
wife chops off all her hair to have enough money to buy a box for his harmonica.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, I do
And
know
then-
that one.
But then like the rest of the film is like here's fucking Donald trying to run through a mall and do crazy shit, and then Goofy,
They add their own bullshit to it.
yeah, Goofy and his girlfriend being adults, or not Goofy, Goofy's son Max and his girlfriend being adults and having fun Christmas time together.
Oh, and then there was
And then Goofy
the
not
Goofy
being able to
Christmas
handle it, if I
movie
recall.
too.
Yeah, Goofy being like, my son is leaving me. Elf, which I've never
That plays
seen.
right into like that plays right into like the like as a kid I watched Goofy movie and was like, come on, Goofy, just let Max go do the thing he wants to do. It's so important to him. And as an adult you're watching, you go, come on, Max, just go on the trip with Goofy. It's so important to him.
Or you could be me and just be like, neither of you do anything and just stay home and be, you know, laugh in your own suffering.
I think the other thing I remember is like the Goofy movie and the Goofy Christmas movie are like the only ones where they acknowledge the existence of Roxanne as a character.
Yes. He has a whole
And
other...
she only ever shows up for like 5 seconds in each of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she consistently flirts with Max's dad, Goofy.
Which is so fucking
which is really weird.
Yeah. Apparently Star Wars A New Hope is considered a Christmas film.
That's bullshit.
Huh.
No, we don't talk about that one. In
No.
fact, in fact, I'm actually editing that out. Oh God, there's a Nick Cage Christmas film called The Family Man. I'm just looking through, going, look at all the ones we've already talked about.
We're like
Nightmare Before Christmas, which I've never seen. Bill Murray Scrooged. Oh no, I don't know what that is, but I need to find out because it's Bill Murray. It's just Christmas Carol with Bill Murray. Oh no, I forgot about this one. Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the one with Put That Cookie Down.
It's also the one with It's Turbo Time.
It's terrible time. Yeah.
And he like fucking kicks the ass of an entire group of mall Santas. Oh man.
Oh God, that's the Christmas movie I want to watch this year. Holy shit.
Put the cookie down now.
That's fucking... Bro, I forgot that existed, but I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah. Holiday Inn is another classic Christmas film.
Holiday Inn's okay. It's not like my favorite, but...
Die Hard is on this list because of course it is. Bad
the
Santa!
standard not be.
Bad Santa!
Santa!
What the fuck?
No, Bad Santa's a movie. It's bad.
No.
It's basically just Santa if he was a drunken asshole.
Yeah, and his elf is like, you need to get your shit together.
So if he was Santa, if he was Hancock at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, I think we've rambled on long enough, but there's some nice Christmas films out there.
Yeah.
Not so nice Christmas films.
Some not so nice Christmas films out there. Yeah.
You know, some of them are on the nice list and some of them are on the naughty list.
Yeah, and just like regular old Christmas, you should go and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We will not be doing one of these next week, by the way, because we're doing our Christmas celebration with our family.
Yeah,
early,
so
we're not able to get everyone together
yeah.
on Christmas Day.
Yeah, 'cause
So
I'm
next
moving
week-
across the fucking country.
Next
You're
week,
still gonna be joining us, at least, right?
Yeah, of course. It's just gonna be slightly earlier for me.
Next week there
problem will be
probably
every
won't
week that he
be
doesn't wake up. I can't just
episode.
ask Beard to go.
Yeah. Go
slam
knock on his
Ringo's door.
wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a 2-hour difference. So it's gonna be like instead of doing this at 9 in the morning, we're gonna be doing this at like 7 for me.
Well,
Annoy
yeah,
all the
keep your ass up,
neighbors.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, neighbors! I'm not living in a fucking apartment, so who gives a shit?
Anyway, this has been the tutorial on Christmas movies. If you learned something, ho 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 ho, motherfucker.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty then.
Leave us a comment
That's
down in the comment
great.
section below. Have a wonderful Christmas. There will be an episode next week because we'll be celebrating Christmas early. So,
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
I don't know what that was. Don't ask. Okay, all right. Okay.
Actually,
Bye.
if I want to get real specific real quick before we cut off the recording, the one we did last week about books is being uploaded today. So this one will be uploaded next week when we're celebrating Christmas.
Oh, well, there you go.
So you'll be fine.
On Christmas.
But there won't be one
There
on
won't be
Christmas.
one on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible time.
Anyway, everybody
You
say
watch
goodbye
that.
now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye!